So guys, we saw how to use this live server and how to add external JS file with the HTML file, right? So let's just remove this alert from here. Now let's save it. So yeah, you can see it didn't show that pop-up. And in index.html we have one h1 tag and one h2 tag. So in this video we will see how to use the console in Chrome browser. Okay, if you are using Firefox, then there is also a console, but some shortcuts may be changed. Okay, for example, in Chrome, if you want to open the console, you just need to press F12. Okay, you can see it open that console, but maybe in Firefox there is other shortcuts. I don't know about that, so I'll just quickly put this console at the bottom of the screen. So for that, you just need to click on these three dots over here and change it to the bottom, dock to bottom option. Yeah, now it looks good. So assume. So previously we wrote the alert in the JS file. Similarly, if you wrote the alert in console, it will also perform that same thing. Okay, so I'll just write alert pop-up of 1. That's it. And now if I press enter, you can see it showed that pop-up. Okay, and click OK. And now you can see it is showing undefined. That is because of it didn't return anything. It is a code which ran properly, but it did not return any number or anything, right? So that's why it is showing undefined. But if you write for any number or any kind of string, then it will return that number. Okay, so now if I press enter, you can see it return that 4. So that means you can calculate any kind of mathematical expression directly into the console. Okay, so 4 plus 4, that means it should be 8. So you can see already it is getting 8, but if you press enter, that means it will run that code. Okay, so now if I press enter, you can see it shows that 8 over here. And similarly, if you wanna use DOM, that means if you wanna show see the whole HTML file into the console, you just need to write document. Okay, this one, document. And now if I press enter, you can see it is showing document over here, and we are getting one right arrow symbol over here. And now if I click on it, you can see it is showing me all the HTML code, like the head, then body. Inside the body we have h1, h2 and so on, right? And that means you can change all the stylings directly from consoles as well. So for that, you just need to write document, okay, and then dot, then query selected, because we want to select some certain section from the page. Okay, assume we want to change the color of the h1 tag. Okay, so I'll just write query selector. We have this option, query selector. Then we also have query selector all. That means it will select all the tag from that HTML file, but I'll choose the query selector. And inside the parenthesis, you just need to pass like which tag you want to select. So I want to select the h1 tag, so it should be h1. Okay, that's it. And we need to change the styling. I mean, we want to change the color. So you can see when we wrote h1, it is already showing that particular section in bold. So now if I just write over here dot style dot color, and we want to change the color only. So it is in black color right now, so I want to change it something like red or something like that. So now if I run this console command, you can see now this h1 tag is in red format, but this is temporary. So that means, like, if you change anything over here, it will show you live in the web page, but when you reload the page, all the things will be gone. So let me quickly show you that. If I reload this page, you can see now it is again a default one, so that means it ran only these lines of codes. Okay, so let's just quickly go into the app.js, which is already connected with the HTML file. You can see over there script src app.js. so here I'll just write some console comment. Okay, so if you wanna print only string, you just need to write console dot log, and inside the parenthesis you can just pass any kind of string. So I'll just pass hello world, and now if I save it, you can see it printed hello world. That is because of I am using live server. If you are not using live server, then you have to refresh this web page. Okay, but since I am using live server, it will automatically refresh for me. So assume now we wanna print some some integers in the console. So console dot log then I'll just write 45. Okay, and now if I save this JS, you can see it printed 45. And you can also pass some kind of boolean values over there. So console log, I'll just pass true. Okay, that means this is a boolean value, so true and false are boolean value. So now if I save it, you can see it printed true. And you can just make a variable where you can store anything, integer, boolean, string, float, anything, and then you can just pass that variable inside the console.log. So I'll just quickly make a variable called name, and where I'll just write my name. Okay, and now if I just pass this variable on console.log, that is name variable. Okay, now if I save it, you can see it printed Deeptam over here. I'm not passing Deeptam, I'm just passing the variable. So I'll just show you how to create this kind of variable in the later videos, but now you can just see what you can do with this console. Okay, and similarly we can perform mathematical tasks on this, like addition, subtraction, multiplications, and all those kind of things. And you can pass one array or list, whatever you can say. So I'll just write console.log, and to pass an array you just need to put the box brackets, and inside that you can just write any kind of values. I'll just write 4 numbers, and now if I save it, you can see it printed this 1 2 3 4, and there is one arrow over here. So if I click on this, now it is showing me indexes. So at 0 position there is like 1 value, at 1 position there is 2 value, and the length is actually 4. And similarly you can pass dictionary. I don't know like whether it is called dictionary in JavaScript also, but in Python it is called dictionary. So yeah, I'll use the dictionary term over here, but maybe the actual term in JavaScript is different. Okay, so console.log, to pass a dictionary you just need to use curly braces. You already know about that if you are coming from Python. So yeah, I'll just write a, and that clone will be like 1. So now the index will be like, here you can see when you pass the array, the 1 is stored as 0 index, right? But now the 1 will be stored at a index. Okay, and now I'll just add one more thing, that is b, that will be 2. Okay, now if I save it, oops, yeah, perfect. So you can see in the previous one, 1 is stored at 0, but in the next one, that is dictionary, 1 is stored at a. 2 is stored at 1 previously, but now 2 is stored at b. Okay, so in this way you can create a dictionary, use a dictionary in console.log. Then we have a table, so you can just write console.table, which will create a table for you. So console.table, that's it. Now if you just pass one dictionary, so I'll just quickly copy the above one. A is 1 and b is 2, so I'll just paste it over here. And now if I save this file, you can see it created a table. So index and value, index is a and b, values are 1 and 2. Okay, and now you can also show some kind of errors and warnings. So console.error will actually create error for you. So console.error, I'll just write this is an error. Okay, now if I save it, you can see now it is in the red format, and it is showing me this is an error, and it is showing this cross symbol over here. And the below 2 1 are actually warnings. So you can also create manual warnings as well. So console dot warn. Okay, and now I'll just write this is a warning. Okay, now if I save it, so you can see it printed this is a warning. Okay, so you can, in this way you can just create some kind of warning and errors. And you can see it is printing all the things we wrote previously. That is because we didn't make it a comment. Okay, a comment means you wrote a certain code, but you don't want to run that code. In that case, you can just comment that code. That means it will not run. Similarly, you can just comment some kind of text to define certain amount of codes. Okay, I'll just show you at the end of this video. So now we have all the previous comments, right? But if you want to clear this console, you can just use console.clear. Okay, console.clear. Okay, and now if I save it, you can see console was cleared. You can see it wrote over here. So let me just quickly, yeah, perfect. So you can see it wrote console.clear over here. And now let's see console.time. Okay, so assume you wrote this kind of console.logs, and you wanna know like how much time it was actually taking to run through all the codes. So for that we have console.time. Okay, console.time. okay. And yeah, this one. And now inside the parentheses you can just make this time up variable name. So I'll just name it like hello, okay. And now to end the time, you need to use console.timeEnd, okay. So console.timeEnd, this one, and you need to pass the same name which you gave when you created that time. So that is hello over here, right? So that is because of the timing will start from this section console.time, and it will end at this section. So now inside, in between these two lines, if you run through any kind of code, it will actually calculate the time, like how many times it is going to take that to run that code, okay. So I'll just console.log hello world, I'll just copy this line and paste it several times inside these two things, okay. That's great. And now let me just quickly paste some tab over here so that you can understand it properly. So these are inside that console.time method, okay. Perfect. So now if I save this JS file, you can see it printed all the hello worlds, and at the end of it, like when we wrote the console.timeEnd, it is actually printing that this overall thing is actually took like 0.54 millisecond, okay. So in this way you can just use this console.time. And now let's see how to put comment, okay. So I'll just quickly remove this clear from here, and now if I save it, you can see it ran all the codes like hello world, then number, then boolean, then this error and warning, then it printed all the hello worlds from here, and it printed the how much time it took to run through the code, okay. And now assume we actually want to comment these two error and warning, okay. You can see it is showing this error and warning in the red and yellow format respectively. So we actually want to comment these two things. So if you want to comment only a single line, you just need to write / 2 times. So now it printed only a single line, that means this error line. It is not going to comment the second line, okay. So now if I save this thing, you can see it still ran the warning one, but it didn't ran the error one. That is because of we put comment over here. But if you want to comment multiple lines, in that case you just need to write / then asterisk, okay. And after few lines, like when you wanna end the comment, you just need to write asterisk then /. So now we actually commented these two lines, okay. So inside these two things, like asterisk and / whatever you wrote, that will be a comment, okay. So now if I save it, you can see it didn't run the error and warning as well. So after this table we have this this whole hello world thing, right? So in this way you can use this console, and in the next video we will see how to create and store a variable, okay.